What's up guys, Danny here. I have a mess in the studio because there are Cannondale bikes coming in. I bought 4 Cannondale bikes for you guys. Please join my Patreon project because within that project we're gonna be buying bikes and testing them. These were the bikes I bought actually for my shop, but I'm gonna do at least review, and one of those bikes will be tested. So I have Cannondale Cat Optimo, Cannondale Cat 12, Cannondale SuperSix EVO non-high mod, and Cannondale System 6. Why I bought those 4? I want to tell you, I want to show you the whole range of Cannondale road bikes I have already tested on the channel of the SuperSix EVO high mod with the weights and everything, because I want to tell you that you focus too much on the group sets, on the components, and sometimes, often, many brands will sell you much lower quality frame with better group set, and you think you have a better bike, which is not the case, which might not be the case. First off, I stripped this SuperSix EVO of everything. I have still all the cable guides, 4 bolts for the ball cages. We have the derailleur hanger, and there is also the system for routing the cables inside the frame, and the BB3 bearings on both sides. So full BB3 bottom bracket is there. And this frame, which is non-high modulus. There are 2 types of frames for SuperSix EVO, high modulus and non-high modulus. This is the budget one, and I bought this one on the Tiagra components. This one, my friends, weighs, you know what it weighs? It weighs 1,156 grams. So 1 kilo, 156 grams. If we take the bottom bracket bearings, it might be even below 1 kilogram. For the bike you can buy on Tiagra for not that much money, and that's what I want to show you in the series of those episodes. But now let's just take a look at this frame, what I think about this not that really expensive frame. Details, my friend. So the SuperSix EVO, this one, non-high modulus, and the Cannondale Cat 12 and the Cannondale Cat Optimo, and of course the highest model, SuperSix EVO high modulus, have all the same geometry, because all these 4 2 alloy, 2 carbon bikes are racing bikes. If you want to have something more comfy, go for the Synapse. That's the Cannondale's approach. This is the frame that you can buy the whole bike. I think this bike, I will tell you that in the description, but I think it was about 2,000 bucks or so. About 1 kilogram frame, ballistic carbon Cannondale frame. We've got tapered steer, and this is the 2017 model because I bought it on the sale. Good price, even less, so the price will be in the description. 118 bearing by 114, so it gets wider towards the bottom, which means you've got better steering and better stiffness, which is also for your power transfer, for sprinting. This is very good. As you can see, this one is metallic dark blue with the fluo colors. So the fluo is here, the Cannondale logo or sign is fluo, here is fluo, and a little bit of fluo there, but here it's white, and I love it, it looks great. So what we've got more, we've got this is very important for me, 25.4 millimeters seat post goes into this seat tube, which means it flexes crazy. It is so comfy, even with the alloy seat post, because with this bike you're gonna get the alloy one. There's also carbon one available, and in order to still have good stiffness for the bottom bracket area, we've got the Delta seat tube. As you can see, it gets wider and wider towards the bottom bracket, so that all this area, this is mainly our power transfer area, is very stiff. surprise, surprise, even CAD Optimo has this system. It's not as wide, but it's still with the Delta seat tube. I didn't know CAD Optimo had it. I knew Cannondale CAD 12 had it, but not CAD Optimo. It has it. Delta seat tube, and then you can see Speed Save. That's the micro suspension system for racing road bikes of Cannondale, which means flattened chainstays and very thin and also flattened seat stays, which you can feel they flex. And when you ride the bike, this is not like suspension, this is micro suspension, which means it takes the road bus. On the cobblestones, the seat post actually gives you kind of suspension. It will be about, I think, 20 millimeters of a travel. So it's kind of like a soft tail bike with such a seat post. But this Speed Save system really works. I did ride a lot on the SuperSix EVO High Modulus, and I told you it was the most comfortable in terms of how it takes the road bus racing bike I've ever ridden. No BSing, absolutely no BS. What we've got more, there is the EB30 system, which means that the spindle of your crankset has 30 millimeters of the diameter, which is thick. That's for the stiffness. And for me, it looks as if it was really asymmetric. Don't you think, guys, that this part goes more to the side than this part? But it doesn't say EB30A, which Cannondale has. For example, on the High Modulus, if I remember correctly, but I think so, it's EB30A, asymmetric. So you've got more, because here are no chain rings on this side. This is non-drive side. You have more space. You can have this whole bottom bracket area, this shell, wider, which creates more stiffness. So this is great. I do like this frame. And my opinion is, I can't tell you like with the brands, with different brands, but for sure, if you see that some brand offers you even a carbon bike on old Tiagra in very good price, don't expect that the frame will be as well manufactured as this one, because designing the frames really takes a lot of time. So the System 6 waits there, and 3 years ago on the Eurobike in Germany, I asked guys from Canada, I said, why don't you have the AERO racing machine? Everybody has got it. It's on top right now. Everybody wants AERO. You save that many watts on 30 miles per hour, that many watts on 35 miles per hour, or whatever. And they said, we will come up with something, but when we will, it will be in our Cannondale style, which means they have made a different AERO bike. They claim it is super fast, but for sure, if they didn't have it 3 years ago, it meant they've been working on the frame for years. So it's not easy thing to design the carbon frame, and for us as a customers, it's easier to look at the, oh god, okay, we've got the 105, Shimano 105. So if this bike is on carbon frame 105 components and this one is on carbon frame Tiagra components, I should buy the one on the 105. No, take a look at the frame. Take a look at the history of the model, because SuperSix EVO is really great performing bike. This is no ad at all. And then make the decision, because for me, such a bike on the Tiagra components is great. You can upgrade the bike, but I wouldn't even need to upgrade this bike. And when I assemble it back all together, I will show you how it looks like, how it performs, and how the shifting performs, because I will not be riding this one. I'll be riding System 6, and how much it weighs, because about 1100 grams, like over 1100 grams with the bottom bracket is a great weight. I do like it. So that's it for the SuperSix EVO non-high modulus, guys. 2017. If you've got it on sale on Tiagra, I can recommend you. Don't expect like great wheels or so, but that will be in the next episode. Don't just look at the group sets, look at the frames, and don't just think if they've got the tapered head tube, they've got the through axles, it's the same quality. No, it has to be light. This one is very light. And perhaps if you buy some other frame that could be carbon and of better components, it could be even like 1,500 grams, so much heavier than this one. But we don't know that, so it's more difficult for us to check out what's the real value of the frame. But this is one of the really good frame I could recommend. Okay, that's it for this episode, guys. See you in the next one. In the next one, this bike will be assembled and I will tell you more about it, and then we will take Cat Optimo, Cat 12, I also bought it on sale, and then the System 6 will be tested outdoors. See you guys.